For our adventure badge, we decided to go on a journey throughout Rhode Island to find out what the best donut in Rhode Island is.
We visited 10 places, some small businesses, and some chains. We judged the places based off of 8 categories.
Starting off with creativity, quality of donuts, customer service, and price.
We also did presentation, taste, atmosphere, and availability.
Coming in first place, we have Knead Doughnuts.
We visited the east side of Providence location, but they also have a location in East Greenwich.
Knead Doughnuts had a very welcoming atmosphere, and it felt more like a family than a business.
They had a nice display in the front of the counter where you could see all the baked goods that they offered.
Knead Doughnuts did not have a large variety of flavors of their donuts. They did, however, focus on the quality of the ingredients.
The donuts here were a little more pricey, around $4 each, but you do get what you pay for because the quality of these donuts were unmatched.
Knead Doughnuts also had phenomenal customer service, and one of their employees even took the time to answer our question of what makes Knead Doughnuts so special.
So what do you think makes your donut place so special in Rhode Island?
We make all of our products fresh every day. We don't keep anything overnight, and anything that's left over we actually donate. And we focus on, instead of doing like really crazy out there flavors like some other places do, we like to focus on taking like classic familiar flavors and just executing them really well with local ingredients whenever we can.
Okay, that's... We decided to split the chocolate chip cookie donut, and it was honestly one of the best donuts we've ever had in our entire lives. The glaze is really what made it so special. And it was very filling, which shows you definitely get what you pay for.
Overall, Knead Doughnuts was worth the distance traveled and the price, and it was an experience unlike no other.
In second place, we chose Liberty Donuts in Newport.
The waterside location really added to the atmosphere of the donut shop.
We weren't allowed to visit the inside of the shop because of the pandemic, but it was nice to see the outside, and they also offered some benches to sit on.
Liberty Donuts offered a wide variety of flavors that really contributed to its creativity factor.
The thing that made this donut shop so unique was that all of their donuts are served hot and made to order.
The donuts were on the smaller side, but that really helped to bring out the unique flavor.
The one downside to this shop was that the donuts were a little on the pricier side, but the quality does make up for it.
Liberty Donuts, we enjoyed the Need for Speed donut, which had espresso, chocolate chips, and powdered sugar.
Overall, we had a very enjoyable experience at Liberty Donuts, and we would be willing to make the trip back to Newport again to visit.
In third place, we have PVDounts in Providence.
PVDounts had a welcoming atmosphere and lots of different colorful decor.
They had a wide variety of donut flavors that were unique to the location and conveniently had the name of the donut listed right next to the donut on the display case.
The donuts are pretty big here, so we chose to split a caramel brownie donut.
Customer service here at PVDounts was phenomenal, and they also answered our question.
So what do you think makes your donuts at this place like so special compared to all the other places?
I think it's special because we put a lot of thought into like why we're making the type of donut we're making, and what time of year it is, and what we think most appeals to customers.
Thank you. They successfully replicated the taste of a brownie in this donut, as the chocolate taste was very prominent, which is something we definitely enjoyed, and if you enjoy sweet donuts, this is definitely a place to check out.
Overall, our experience at PVDounts was very positive, and we would definitely recommend going.
Next on our ranking is Allie's Donuts in North Kingstown.
The atmosphere at Allie's Donuts was very questionable considering the recent controversy with the police.
Tonight, Allie's Donuts causing a social media firestorm after saying it will no longer offer police and military discounts until action is taken to solve issues of racism and injustice. The decision comes after the store's owners heard Terrell Pachi's story. Tonight, in a statement, owner Matt Drescher telling us in part, Allie's Donuts believes the time is now to come together to find solutions to what has created so much fear and strife. Drescher adding they respect the military and police.
We normally enjoy colorful sprinkled donuts at Allie's, but by the time we got there, just an hour after opening, most of the flavors had already sold out.
Allie's donut really tasted like a classic Rhode Island treat with its chocolate sprinkles and homemade chocolate frosting.
The price of these donuts definitely didn't break the bank, but they also weren't the cheapest donuts on this list.
Despite the recent controversy, Allie's Donuts really pulled through with a tasty treat.
In fifth place is Glaze and Daze Donuts in Johnston.
Glaze and Daze Donuts had a very positive atmosphere with bright colors, which really contributed to the overall upbeat mood.
This shop featured a mix between classic donuts and specialty donuts, which shows they have something for everyone.
These donuts were very reasonably priced considering the amount of donut you get for your money.
We chose to split the Cinnamon Toast Crunch donut. We weren't a huge fan of the cereal on top of the donut, but the fluffy donut and frosting made up for it.
We interviewed the owner of Glaze and Daze Donuts and respected his request to be off camera.
What do you think makes Glaze and Daze Donuts so special?
That is like the good option. Like we have like some recipe that we make by own recipe. Yes, that is one thing. And one more, we make it fresh every day. That's why.
Okay.
Overall, Glaze and Daze Donuts was an enjoyable experience and is a good option if you want an affordable yet high-quality donut.
Ranking 6th, we have Ma's Donuts in Middletown.
When we visited Ma's, it was very crowded and their small space made it very tight inside, and it did feel like more of a business than a family-run place like the other places.
Ma's Donuts incorporated a lot of different toppings and flavors to create very unique donuts to their location.
Since they were busy, they didn't have time to answer our question, but the customer service was average.
Our donut had an old-fashioned fluffy base with chocolate frosting and M&Ms to top it off.
This donut did not stand out amongst the rest, but it was still delicious and was worth the money.
Overall, Ma's Donuts had a lot of enjoyable flavors, and we would definitely stop by again if we were in the area.
In 7th place, we have a New England classic, Dunkin Donuts.
The atmosphere of this Dunkin Donuts was very positive and had a very modern aesthetic.
However, they lacked in the customer service field, as this worker was actually kind of rude to us when we were in line.
They had a wide variety of mainly classic donuts, but they did, however, have a lot of seasonal donuts.
The rest of these donuts were amazing!
At Dunkin', we ordered a donut with orange frosting and a chocolate munchkin in the middle to resemble a spider.
Spooky! We were really impressed by the taste of this donut because Dunkin' could go either way, but we think that this is a fair rating for it.
Overall, we enjoyed our average donut from Dunkin' and will definitely be visiting again.
In 8th place, we have Master's Homemade Donuts in North Kingstown.
This donut shop had more of a negative atmosphere since it felt very thrown together and had a lot of bright colored objects.
Looking at their display case, it seemed as if they had a lot of classic flavors and most of their trays were empty. There were also no prices or names displayed anywhere.
At Masters, we ordered a classic glazed donut, which was very reasonably priced.
The Master's donut was really light and fluffy. However, although it's a glazed donut, we felt as if the glaze was just a little too strong.
Overall, we would rank this shop lower on our list because of its underwhelming customer service.
In 9th place, we have Honeydew Donuts.
The atmosphere of Honeydew Donuts seemed very dry, and a lot of their decor was very faded and outdated.
The customer service here was to be expected. It didn't stand out, but it wasn't bad also.
The availability of the donuts seemed very picked over, and they had a lot of classic donuts.
We ordered a chocolate glazed donut, and although the price was good, the taste wasn't so good. It kind of had a dry taste, while a cake donut should be moist.
Overall, Honeydew Donuts wasn't our favorite, and we wouldn't plan on returning unless there wasn't a Dunkin' in the area.
And finally, in last place, we have Sip and Dip Donuts in East Providence.
We hated the atmosphere. It sucked. In all seriousness, though, we feel as if the atmosphere did not match the overall vibe that the donut shop should have portrayed.
Also, when we presented our question to them, it took a while for them to come up with an answer, which made them look a little unprofessional if they couldn't defend their business.
So what do you think makes Sip and Dip Donuts like so special?
Let me get you the person who makes the donuts.
Okay.
A few minutes later.
We have another location in Warren where they're made fresh, and then in the early hours of the morning they're like sent here by the bakers. So I think that would probably be like the number one thing, is that they're super fresh.
Sip and Dip Donuts, we ordered an Oreo donut with vanilla frosting and Oreos on the top, but it did not have a lot of Oreos, so we were like,
where's the flavor? Where's the flavor in this? I don't taste anything.
It also had a very doughy taste, but not in a good way.
Overall, we were not very impressed with Sip and Dip Donuts and will not be returning. We ended off our adventure with a pit stop to the URI library.
And we want to give a special shout out to the URI librarian, Alicia, for helping us through the research process throughout this badge.
And best for last, thank you, Mrs. Valorose!